I think second, third, fourth act, I think collards is here to stay, and it's going to be something that we end up working with for a while.
Collard greens have a rich history that is as beautiful as their dark, expansive leaves. The vegetable has been around for thousands of years, crossing continents and cultures. Their appeal is what drew WashU PhD candidate Antonio Brazelton to leave Huntsville, Alabama, and plant roots here in St. Louis.
I had just finished my 5th year at Bayer Crop Sciences, and I was getting ready to start the PhD, and I was like, man, what crop do I want to work on? What work do I want to do? And so I sent a survey out to some of the urban farmers here in the St. Louis metro region to see what crops they were growing and what issues they were having growing them. And collards kept popping up.
It was around this time Brazelton learned about the Heirloom Collards Project, a network of collard-loving folks that includes seed savers, farmers, chefs, artists, and gardeners.
And right when the Heirloom Collard Project was starting, it was like, oh, well, here's a array of germplasm across these different heirloom varieties of collards. I have tons of germplasm to work with. And so I ended up contacting the folks at the Heirloom Collard Project. They put me in contact with the people at USDA, and we have tons of seed for the project.
His project is housed at the Jackie Joyner Kersey Food, Nutrition, and Innovation Center in East St. Louis. The climate-controlled, expansive greenhouse can hold collard greens as far as the eye can see.
It's made for like basically all winter, summer, fall, everything. Basically, all weather is weatherproof. Basically,
we get crops in, get mulch in, dirt, do multiple tasks. Just mulch, till. Tend to the flowers, water them.
While the Heirloom Collards Project has nearly 100 different types of collards in its catalog, Antonio has 18 varieties he is currently working with.
These vary in a wide range, right, since they're all heirlooms. Some of them are purple, some of them are yellow. Some of them have leaves that are more serrated, like a kale. Some of these are more round. Some of these have a nice glaze or sheen to them.
He tells me there are 2 main varieties found in grocery stores and farmers markets, Vates and Top Bunch. Those collards typically have a uniform shape with rounded leaves.
I'm really interested in how we push sustainable agriculture.
During our visit, the recently appointed presidents of the Donald Danforth Plant Science Center toured the greenhouse and chatted collards with Brazelton.
And I think some of the work that we're doing here, we can actually both be experimenting with, things like collard greens, understanding how we improve those varieties for local consumption, but also how we drive sustainable farming systems. And there's a lot we can learn here, particularly in an environment where we're taking it back from urban, back into a food production landscape.
These collards we're looking at now will be ready to harvest in about 60 days. The project launched in October 2024, which means Brazelton and his team are in their 3rd growing season.
He's I think a good visualization of what I envision our students that we're working with potentially can be in the future.
Curly Taylor oversees internships with some high school students in East St. Louis. He's paired some of them with Brazelton on the Collards Project.
Response was great. I think, one, they get to put their hands on something, but then also, Antonio talked about that culturally relevant piece. When we're talking to our students about agriculture, when I'm going to schools and talk with them, they kind of get turned off naturally. And I think it's because agriculture, as it relates to the Black experience, looked at in slavery, and we don't really talk about the positive gains and the major transformations that African Americans have contributed to agriculture as well.
When it comes to the Collard Greens Project, it is a labor of love for Brazelton and the entire East St. Louis community.
My grandmama grew collards, and we grew up on collard green, mustard green, turnip greens, all that, spinach, all that stuff.
I grew up eating a lot of collard greens and things in that nature, like collard greens, bell peppers, all that stuff, because my granny cooked it.
We've had organizations like Peace and Progress, I'm a farming cooperative, so the folks who actually are involved in the Heirloom Collard Project, who gave us the seed, have been out.
Whether it's young people or well-seasoned folks, collard greens is the one thing that seems to connect the East St. Louis community and communities like it all over the country.
In a lot of ways, I saw myself as the first plant scientist in my family. And I think in a lot of ways, with reconnecting with these collards, it's really given me the opportunity to validate some of the stories and some of the experiences with my mom or my grandma or the family members, other folks who live in the community. It means a lot to me to be able to say I do plant science, but I do plant science in community with a crop that matters. I think I couldn't see myself doing plant science any other way.